Ohio State already came into the season with a little bit of cornerback depth issues, only having 6 guys on scholarship, and it's starting to sound like, at least right now in camp, it could be a more pressing issue. Nathan Baird from cleveland.com, along with Stephen Means and Doug Lesmerises, and today we talked to OSU defensive coordinator Jim Knowles, and he happened to mention that Cam Martinez and Jansen Dunn, a couple safeties, have been working out at corner, that they're worried about soft tissue injuries there. We have seen Jordan Hancock, redshirt freshman, or is he a sophomore now? Okay, second-year cornerback Jordan Hancock, kind of limping today, had a wrap on his calf. I guess just, Stephen, from what you've seen, how concerning is this to see that early in camp? He said whether it was going to be a long-term thing, it was above his pay grade, but it did look like he was working out in some capacity today.
Yeah, I mean, soft tissue injuries, especially lower leg injuries, when you're talking about corners, are always, a problem at this point, even if it lingers around. From what I saw yesterday at practice, he walked in, he had a wrap on his leg and was walking by himself and just Tim walking. He was walking a little gingerly. And then today, he was walking gingerly again, didn't have the wrap on. He looked like he went through practice, even if, obviously, we weren't there, so maybe he didn't go through all of practice, but it looked like he did do something at practice today. But, yes, that is now something to keep an eye on as we inch closer to September 3rd is, you already were low on cornerback depth to begin with, even if the ceiling on the talent is high. If you're missing the guy that we're all assuming at bare minimum is the third corner, that means guys like J.K. Johnson have to step up, and apparently Cam Martinez and Jansen Dunn as well.
Cornerback depth was an issue all last season. It showed up on opening night when guys were kind of surprisingly inactive. They never really got the depth that they wanted, and that was supposed to get corrected this year by these second-year guys. Again, pretty early in camp, we're only 5 practices in, but I would understand Ohio State fans being concerned because where there was a gap before, they thought they had corrected it, and now there's maybe an impediment to that progress.
No, but there was no room for error, though. I mean, there's 6 scholarship cornerbacks, and 2 of them are 2 freshmen. So it's Denzel Burke, Cam Brown as the expected starters, and J.K. Johnson and Jordan Hancock behind them. So Jordan Hancock didn't do anything wrong. He just is limping. This really feels like Cam Martinez to the rescue to me. Cam Martinez is a guy. He's a third-year guy now. Super versatile, high school quarterback, is here as a defensive player, is the backup nickel safety behind Tanner McAllister right now. We're not even sure how much that nickel safety is going to play against teams like Notre Dame and Wisconsin early on. And Tanner McAllister, came from Oklahoma State, knows Jim Knowles, feels like that has gotten that locked down. I think we all think Cam Martinez is a good football player. And if he has a couple weeks to be like, all right, you've got to be an outside corner now, I think he could do it. And then this could be one of those of like, oh, remember when Cam Martinez was a nickel safety and now he's an outside corner? Like this is a guy to me that what a guy to have in reserve. That 6 scholarship corners is not enough. Legend Cavazos and Ryan Watts transferred in the offseason. That's why they're in this spot. But Cam Martinez, I think we'll all be keeping an eye on man, that guy could be getting – if the Hancock injury lingers at all, Cam Martinez could get outside corner reps against Notre Dame.
No, absolutely. And we know that he has worked out there at least some early in his career. He played all over the place last year, kind of in a nickel situation, a free safety situation. But when asked about him today, Jim Knowles was talking about his toughness, his quickness, his mental ability, and said he's been a playmaker. And those are things Ohio State needs at cornerback as much as at any other position on this defense. So much more about that on Buckeye Talk. And get the text 614-350-3315. We're texting about those things as soon as we hear them here at practice at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center.